What's up everybody, and welcome back to another episode of News Dose, where we give you all of the latest gaming news. And there was a new Pokemon game announced today, and fans are, well, they're pretty angry about it. The question is, why exactly, and does this new game look any good? Well, we will take a look at that here in just a moment, so don't go anywhere just yet. Also, some more Xbox Game Pass games was announced today, and by no surprise, we got some really good games here to look forward to. But before we get into all that, let's first go over some of the quick news, starting off with Halo Infinite. Yeah, I'm pretty happy to start this episode off with Halo Infinite because Xbox is now starting that hype train for the Halo Infinite reveal in July. Today they did release a new mysterious teaser that kind of hints as to what the story will be about for the next big Halo game. Now, they didn't actually show any gameplay or anything like that, but rather it's a voice recording with a few key lines that is very telling when it comes to the story. So clearly this voice says, "No more prophets, death to humanity, and we are the banished." And these are the three lines that I think are the most telling. Now, I'm sure there are plenty of other hints, but the reason I chose these three lines in specific is because it appears one of the main enemies to humanity, or maybe the main enemy, will be the Banished, which, if you do not know, they are a mercenary organization that has rebelled against the Covenant Empire. In fact, the voice you're hearing in this teaser is likely to be Atriox, which is a brute in Halo Wars 2. Yeah, that's right, it looks like we will once again see brutes in a mainline Halo game, and that alone is very exciting. I mean, we haven't seen brutes in a mainline Halo game since, I believe, Halo 3, which released like 11 years ago or something like that. Yeah, I mean, that's just crazy because they were always a really cool enemy. Now, I'm not necessarily one of those people who don't like the new Halo games, but I've never really been a big fan of the Prometheans. I've always much preferred the Brutes, Covenant, and the Flood, so right off the bat, this teaser did its job. I'm now really excited to see Halo Infinite, and luckily we won't have to wait too long as they are set to show this game in July during the big Xbox Studios event. Now, maybe on the off chance this is related to Halo Wars 3, but I do highly doubt that. This is more than likely going to be Halo Infinite, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this teaser and let me know all the things that you spotted. And also, are you excited for Halo Infinite? Let me know in the comments below. Moving on though, the new Avengers game by Square Enix has now been confirmed to be on the Xbox Series X as well as the PlayStation 5. Now, there hasn't really been that much talk about the Series X version just yet, other than it does exist, so expect more details about that soon, though I do expect it to be identical to the PlayStation 5 version. But Square Enix did say that they are taking full advantage of the PlayStation 5 with an enhanced graphics mode that allows better visuals and 60 frames per second at 4K resolution. They did also talk about the solid-state drive and how it will virtually have no load times on the PlayStation 5. And also, here's the really good part. If you buy this game on the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4, it will be upgraded for free on the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. That is just fantastic. It also will allow crossplay from the PlayStation 4 to the PlayStation 5 and Xbox One to the Series X. It doesn't sound like PlayStation and Xbox fans can play together, but still, at least we got some form of crossplay. So if you've been excited about the new Avengers game, you have even more reason to be now. It's sounding really good so far, and I know this game has been delayed once before, and it hasn't really proven that it will be good just yet, but I'm really hoping it will be. I mean, we saw a few years ago that you can definitely take characters from the Marvel Universe and make a really good game out of it. Spider-Man is arguably one of the best games of the entire generation, so I think we are all kind of hoping that Avengers turns out to be a really good game as well. With that said though, there is one problem here, and that's a release date. The Avengers is set to release on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One on September 4th. So if you do want to hold out to play on the Series X and the PlayStation 5, you'll likely be waiting for a few extra months. Of course, that is completely your choice though, and I just hope you're looking forward to the new Avengers game. In other news, if you've been trying to buy a new Nintendo Switch in the last couple months, you may have realized that it's not exactly easy to do right now. They have just been selling out like crazy, especially ever since Animal Crossing released. And truthfully, gaming as a whole has just skyrocketed in terms of sales numbers since a lot of people have been stuck at home for the last couple months. So when you pair the huge success Nintendo has had recently with manufacturing issues, yeah, they have had a hard time keeping the Switch in stock, and when they do come back in stock, we have a bunch of bots buying up all the stock to try and resell it at a marked up price. So yeah, it's been a little frustrating trying to buy a new Switch. Well, hopefully that's all going to start to change as reports are now coming in that the Nintendo Switch production is starting to return back to normal. Now the question is, how long will it take before customers start to notice this? Because manufacturing new consoles, of course, does take time. They're not just going to immediately pop up on shelves, but I do expect over the next couple months that we will start to see a drastic improvement there, which is great news. I mean, they are going to want to be very well stocked by the time the holidays roll by because I do expect a huge holiday for the Switch. But yeah, if you're looking to get a new Nintendo Switch, keep an eye out because they should start to come back in stock very soon. And speaking of Nintendo, yes, a new Pokemon game was announced today, Pokemon Unite, and fans are pretty angry about it. We did actually talk about this last week on the channel, and that the Pokemon game company was teasing a big Pokemon game for a Pokemon event this week. To understand why fans are so angry though, we have to remember that last week they already had a Pokemon event that revealed several new Pokemon games, such as Pokemon Snap 2, which was huge. The question, though, was why are they having an entirely separate event for another game? I mean, it had to be bigger than Pokemon Snap 2, or at least you would think. I mean, why else would it have its own event? So it sounded like whatever it was going to be a big deal, which led to a lot of speculation for a Diamond and Pearl remake, or maybe even a Silver and Gold Pokemon Let's Go. Both of those would have been huge announcements deserving of their own event. To say the least, expectations for this event was really high, and when they announced a free-to-start MOBA Pokemon game for the Switch and mobile phones, yeah, fans were just a little upset. With that said though, it actually does look like it has a lot of potential. It is a 5 vs 5 MOBA game, and I think Pokemon will translate well to the MOBA format. I think people don't always realize how big the MOBA genre is, but games like League of Legends and Dota 2 are among the most popular games available right now. So I mean, Pokemon Unite does have potential to take off depending on if it's a high quality game or just a cash grab. That will remain to be seen, but yeah, I do think it looks okay so far. Now maybe they should have announced this last week, or well, they absolutely should have, but I don't think it looks bad per se. Just expectations were too high for this announcement. I do wonder though, if they did decide to announce Pokemon Unite last week and Pokemon Snap 2 this week, if there would have been a similar reaction. I honestly don't think so, and it just feels like the Pokemon company read the room wrong here. I will ask you though, if we set aside the super high expectations for this Pokemon event, are you excited for Pokemon Unite? Why or why not? Let me know in the comments below. On to our next topic though, which is Xbox Game Pass, and I always love talking about new Xbox Game Pass games. Xbox Game Pass is just such a brilliant subscription service, and yet again, they have announced some really good games coming very soon. So Nightcall, Observation, Streets of Rogue, and The Messenger will all be heading over to Xbox Game Pass. And what's really cool here is that Nightcall, Observation, and The Messenger are all day one releases. That means that these games have not been available on Xbox up until now, and right away they release right into Xbox Game Pass. That is just an incredible deal, and one of the reasons that I do love Xbox Game Pass just so much, and I can tell you right away that Messenger is an amazing game. It's actually one of the best independent games available right now, and Nintendo Switch fans adore that game. So if you haven't played that game before and you have Xbox Game Pass, then you need to do yourself a favor and check that out tomorrow. Now, I haven't played Streets of Rogue yet, but I'm hearing good things about it, so I'm gonna have to check that one out for myself. See, that's something really cool as well about Xbox Game Pass. It has introduced me to so many games that I would have never tried if it wasn't for Xbox Game Pass. I know a lot of people just look at the big AAA games as obviously they do help sell these subscriptions, but for me, I love seeing these hidden gems appear into Xbox Game Pass so I can discover my next game to play. According to Phil Spencer, I am far from the only person that enjoys that either, as the data shows that Xbox Game Pass subscribers are more likely to try genres that they don't typically play thanks to Game Pass. I think that is one reason that developers are supporting Xbox Game Pass just so much too. I think it introduces their games to a ton of new players that never would have played their games otherwise, and while there is more than 10 million subscribers to Xbox Game Pass, and that is only going to grow from here on out. So this is no longer some small subscription service, and it's easy to see why. We just get great games month in and month out. Sure, they didn't release a big AAA game for the tail end of June this time, but what we did get here is some really good games to play, several of which are day one releases. Oh, and that's another thing. All of these games release tomorrow on June 25th, except for Nightcall, which is available today. So you don't even have to wait long to play them. In fact, maybe you should go check out Nightcall right now. Anyways though, that's it for this episode, but if you liked the video, don't forget to hit the bell notification and subscribe button for more content just like this. Peace out.